This is my Murphy desk model that I made in SketchUp, and this I designed to go into the Create-A-Bed Murphy bed system, and then I essentially modified the design of the Murphy bed, the bed fold-out portion, to house this Murphy desk. I'm still working out my final measurements, and the plans that I produce will have the final measurements that will work with this Murphy bed, and then I'll include the mods to the bed frame itself, so that you can um, either modify the Create-A-Bed hardware system to suit your needs, or just build the desk and put it against a wall or something like that. So I made this with some faux door fronts. They're not necessary on here. And it's essentially a single module that, here, let me just move it over, make a copy. It's a single module that can go anywhere. It's a 3/4 inch frame, and then I've got a hinge point. And so let me open that up for you right now. And so this is our bed. Let me rotate it. Rotating it's a little hard, so I'm sorry this isn't super easy to follow, but I am not super great at the whole rotation thing. So let's go here. And okay. There we go. That should be right. I'm going to hope it's right. I'm going to zoom out. Yeah, so that's our bed, and that's going to come out. Oh, come on. It's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to come out that 90 degrees. So it'll fold out like that. And then, whoops, sorry. And then this floor section, or this lower section, so let me, okay, after several do-overs, I got this open 90 degrees. You can see we've got a frame that goes around. This orange is a 1/2 inch plywood back. I tried to pretty much color code everything. Blue solid lumber, orange is 1/2 inch plywood, green is 3/4 inch plywood. The white are just faux doors that ultimately don't matter, but they're just there for looks. So now I need to come in here and open this other section. So there's two hinges. There's going to be, let's go ahead and go in here and look at it. And I know I need to do some adjustments to my model. So there's basically going to be a big piano hinge right here where my cursor is. And then you can see I made it a little bit transparent here just so I can kind of see inside of it. But then you can see here I have 3/4 inch material that sits on there with a rabbet. Here it is. That sits in there with a rabbet. That just gives it some extra strength. That way everything doesn't sag in the middle. Okay. And then here, I'll end up notching that out. I don't think I notched it out in the model, but I'll need to go back and notch it out for the final plans that you'll have. And then this guy, right here. Wait, hold up. I need to open the correct part of the model. So I need this one, like that. And so you can see even the faux doors have a purpose here, because as it opens, it makes that L, and so all the weight is actually sitting on this 1/2 inch plywood right here. This keeps it at 90 degrees. Your weight or your hinges are only stressed during the opening and closing operation and the storage, but never in use. When it's in use, the load is transferred into solid wood into the floor. On this model, you can see that little bit of orange underneath. That little bit of orange is designed to be trimmed in place so you can fine tune the height of the desk to either get it level or make it a little bit higher or lower based on preference. But so you can know what to expect, the max height of the desk in the plans is 31 and 9/32. I I feel like that's the 30 seconds off. So if it was 8 30 seconds, then divided by 2 would be 1/16. So about, no, 8 30 seconds divided by 2. Hold up. 8 divided by, so it'd be a quarter. Yeah, sorry. So the max height in the plans that you're going to get is going to be 31 and a quarter. This guy right here where my little purple dot is designed to be trimmed a little bit so you can get it to that 30 inches that most people like for their desk. So yeah, so let's get started. And first thing we're going to do is build this frame right here. And then whenever I get the frame built, I'll show you how it will sit into the modified Murphy bed. I'm not going to really show that too much on video, but you can see it here where I modified the Create-A-Bed plans. All right, let's get started in the shop. So we've moved from the computer to real life, and you can see I've already got the Murphy bed frame built, and you can see I created my recess that the desk is going to nest into. That way the desk doesn't stick out the full 2 3/4 inches. So for the bed modification, what you're going to do is essentially make your desk a 1/2 inch smaller than whatever cubby you're going to put in. So it's a 1/2 inch shorter. So you can see 1/2 inch shorter, and then a 1/2 inch narrower, and that way I just have room to deal with any unevenness. If something's not perfectly level, I can adjust for that on site to make everything work the way it should be. So essentially I have my frame cut to size, and now I've got to join these together. You can do this with pocket screws, you can screw it together, you can use dominoes, you can do whatever you want, but we are going to cut a rabbet into the back side of this, so you do need to account for that rabbet. Over here you'll notice that all of the 3 parts of the frame are 2 3/4 inch. This one is 2 inches and only comes out 1/4 inch above your surface. That is to essentially allow clearance and allow everything to nest together whenever it's open. But you still want enough clearance so it doesn't accidentally bind up on your face of your cabinet. So now we just need to get that joined together and get it rabbeted. I have a video already on how to cut rabbets on the table saw. You can do it on the router. You can do rabbets however the way you want to do rabbets, but I'm going to do these on the table saw real quick, and then I'm going to go ahead and domino it together. And that's how I cut rabbets, super quick on the table saw for 1/2 inch plywood. There's a link to the full video and all the jigs I made in the description. Alright, now I have the body of my desk made. It is simply a very narrow, wide cabinet. I did rabbet in plywood back. This helps square it up, and then I glued and stapled it into place. I did assemble it with some dominoes just to get it aligned, and then shot it together to hold it while the glue dries. Pocket screws, you can just put some regular screws right through the side with butt joints. All that would be fine. And now I'm ready to start working on the actual desk portion. And then here it is flipped over. I do need to clean out my glue squeeze out. So this is going to be the top. This is going to be the base. You can see it's recessed in about 3/4 inch. That will just allow for the hinge mechanism and everything to work. And then when it folds up, everything nests nicely inside of this right here. So now I'm going to start cutting my desk to size and then work on the hinge mechanism. It's very simple. Basically I have 1 3/4 inch piece left, 1 1/2 inch piece left, and then some trim pieces. What I do here is I make the actual desk portion about 1/2 inch smaller. So I'm going 1/2 inch smaller than my opening right here. So 1/2 inch shorter, 1/2 inch narrower, 1/4 inch on each side. Same thing here, 1/2 inch shorter, 1/2 inch narrower. That way I have about 1/4 inch on each side. Well, actually on this one, because of the way the hinge mechanism works, I'm going to do 1/4 inch shorter and then 1/2 inch. Give me that 1/4 inch reveal on each side. That way, if something does get out of square, the houses move, houses get out of level, floors aren't level, you have that little bit of wiggle room so nothing binds up. Now I'm working on what's going to be the desk portion. I took a 1.5 by 3/4 inch piece of material, put a 3/8 inch deep by 3/4 rabbet in it, and that's just going to nest right into here. And the reason I add this is it just gives the desk a little bit more strength so it won't sag. I mean, of course this isn't enough to stop it from sagging if you put like 300 pounds on it, but this will help it stay flat longer and better. So now I'm just going to glue that, tack it in place. This is just a little bit proud, so I will have to carefully sand it down, and then this is going to get painted. Okay, so I have the desk portion done. You can see, came in here, did a nice little rabbet in there, glued and nailed it on, and filled the nail holes. It's sanded to 180 grit already, and now it's pretty much ready to paint. Before I do that though, I'm going to test fit it over there, and then I need to cut my leg essentially. So let me do that and I'll get back with you. Alright, I'm almost all done with the body of the desk. You can see I've got it just laid out here as I'm test fitting everything together. What I've done is I've just gone off a 1/2 inch increments. I have my full opening, I've got it a 1/2 inch smaller. That's going to give me 1/4 inch of twist, move, whatever to cinch it down, and then I'll just run a good heavy screw into the side, shim it in place, and then I have a little bit of piece of trim that's going to cover it. Then I have the desk itself that I put this nice 1.5 by 3/4 inch solid beech around to give it some structure and some framing. It is a 1/4 inch shorter, and it's actually favored up right now. I need to get it moved down. There it goes. So it's actually a 1/4 inch shorter here because I didn't need that full 1/2 inch, because I just want that 1/4 inch, and I want as little of gaps as possible. I could go smaller on my gaps, but I'm also going for being able to move it. So you can see I've got another 1/2 inch right here. Poor Devin, he's just cleaned the paint spray out in the rain. And yes, we have water coming into our shop. I got a new garage door seal that helped, but it's still leaking pretty bad. Now, for my feet. This is my feet. It's 1/2 inch plywood. It's going to have 3/4 inch doors attached to it. And I'm just going to use big piano hinges right here. Do you have a question, sir? Oh, okay. It's going to have a big piano hinge down there too. So I still have a few more things I need to do. What I want is whenever this is opened, I want it sitting on wood to wood. So I'm going to have to put my hinge here, and then whenever this is closed, I'm going to have this 1/2 inch showing. Then I'm going to put my doors almost flush with my top here, just with that 1/4 inch. What that little 1/2 inch that I'm going to put there of my doors will have it where it nests together, and I'll be able to show you that once this is assembled and in place, but I want to walk you through it now so we can see everything. Faux drawer faces, something's going to go here just as a pure decorative measure. This is left intentionally a little bit long so we can trim it in on site with the track saw and fine tune it. That way we can fine tune. On the last one, I didn't actually have to cut anything. I was able to move this up until it was level, and then just kind of shim it upwards until it was level. But I did adjust my measurements a little bit and make a little bit tighter fit. So I'm 90% sure I'm going to have to trim this to size on site. But that will also give you, if you are a little bit taller, want a little bit taller desk, you can have a little bit taller desk. If you want a little bit shorter desk, you can have a little bit shorter desk.
Let's see, what else do we have? Here. You can see right there that if that folds up, it's gonna hit. So what I need to do now is actually remove 3/4 of an inch of this so that I have a nice little L-shaped notch for clearance, and I will just do that with my little flush cut saw, and I'm gonna do that right now, and then this guy will pretty much be ready to paint. We are still waiting on our cabinet doors to get here. We order our cabinet doors from a local maker who does them better, faster, and cheaper than we can. So always look for those good local craftsmen that you can partner with. And here we are ready to paint. You can see I've got my nice little notches there that will allow clearance whenever it opens. And I've got my legs over there ready to paint. Now it's just time to paint everything and then install all of our hardware and our faux doors.
Apologize for the lighting, but that's just the way it is right now because this is how we're doing it. So here's what I got. I got everything lined up right here. I'm gonna make sure the spacing is correct. I'm just standing this up right now on my workbench outside. And I've got like a little spacer under here, so everything's kind of fit together how it's gonna be. We're gonna take these piano hinges and attach them. All right, so we have this screwed in place. This is just a big piano hinge that we screwed in. Devin, go ahead and lift it up for me so I can show them. So that's our main hinge point. And so it will close up like that into itself, like that into itself, like that into itself. Through the magic of cutting out our mess up, or my mess up, because that's all on me actually, we cut this to size. Basically we trimmed off a little bit, standing right there. We have to do some touch-up paint on that, but it now closes with an even reveal all the way around. It had a tight fit right here. You can see how it rubbed and kind of messed that up a little bit. So a little bit of touch-up paint to do. Not everything always goes perfect, and you just fix it and move on. All right, so what we did is we scribed a line from where our foot is going to be. When it's open, it's going to sit flush on the board. That way the load is transferred through the board onto this. So we got to install this, make sure it's going to be flush that way, and then we will install it into here. And actually we're going to do it on the leg first and then set it on here and then screw it down, because that'll be the best way to do it. Day 2 of the Murphy bed install. We have all of our cabinets set. The bed is installed and set in place. We need to do some final adjustments on that. We are now ready to install the Murphy desk module. And then we're gonna trim it out, do any touch-up paint. We're gonna fix this trim over here, see how we've notched it all out, and then we'll be good to go. All right, so we're installing the Murphy desk. Here's what we've done. Is I had about a 1/2 inch all the way around of adjustment. So we have about a 1/4 inch there and a 1/4 inch on that side. I did shift it all the way as high as I could get it, and I'll have it shimmed down to bottom. We are a little bit out of level, so this is higher. So we're finalizing getting this mounted where we want it. And then once we have everything plumb and level here and then level across here, we'll come back and then trim off there to be what we need it to be. Pretty simple. I'm also doing some latches right here. I'll show you in just a second. All right, guys, this is our Murphy desk, all said and done inside our Murphy bed. As you can see here, we have a dual latching system. I tried a few different ways. There's probably a better way to do that, but that's what I came up with, because I added these supports on the side of the bed, on the desk, to make it more rigid and hold a lot of weight. To open the bed, you can simply just grab these and then eventually grab the handles then that will come up right there. To lower down the desk, you can unlock the hinge right here, unlock the bed, or unlock the desk here, and it will open up. We still have to come back and add our faux door faces. If you come look right here, this is kind of what I consider the most important part, is our hinge mechanism sits on the board itself and pretty much stops at 90 degrees. That way, whenever it's open, it can't overextend and fall over. Now, I'm not gonna stand on or jump on this, but I can put a lot of weight on this. Our other customer we built this for uses it for a sewing table. So that's a lot of vibration from the sewing machine that's very easily absorbed. This is made from about a sheet of 1/2 inch and a sheet of 3/4 inch plywood and some hardwood for the frame. And then of course, some piano hinges. Overall, it's fairly easy to open and close. It does have a little bit of heft to it. And it makes for a very nice low profile desk for this office / craft room. So there will be a link to the plans in the description below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.